What's up everybody, Rudy here, and today we're celebrating not just happy, but 500 subscribers. It's hard to wrap your head around that, but to put it in perspective, that's like 500 subscribers, that's like enough people to fill a jumbo jet, a large movie theater. So I don't know, if you put it in that perspective, it's kind of a cool deal. And I chose this particular area as a reminder that whatever it is that you're striving towards, Dory says, just keep swimming. All right, today we're spending a day at Disneyland. So with that, if you're ready, let's have some fun. I had this idea that being that I'm halfway to being a real YouTuber, that's meaning, you know, I would say real YouTubers, 1,000 subscribers, that I would take a little victory lap. Alright, sorry I had to stop for the national anthem. But what I was saying was, I want to take a victory lap, which just means I'm going to go Grand Circle tour on the Disneyland Railroad. What are you gonna do? So while we're waiting for the train, let's just take a look at what we're dealing with here as far as wait times. See how busy the park is. 55-minute wait for Space Mountain. And remind you, it is like 90 degrees out here today. So, having said that, 85-minute wait for Tiana's. 40 for Haunted Mansion. Let's see where Radiator Springs is at. 55, so it's not that busy, but it's really hot, so we'll see what happens in a little bit.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a Grand Circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. Just ahead is New Orleans Square.
Yeah, a little wild over here by Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Even Winnie the Pooh's popping off. Fingers crossed we get to see the River Belle. Ooh. No such luck. Not even close.
People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach.
It's Big Thunder.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland.
All right, there we go. Victory lap for all 500 subscribers up to this point. Thank all of you so much for following along with the journey up to this point. And I'm just going to keep it going, baby. The significance to the train, the Grand Circle tour for me was, the big reason why I ever even started this channel is to share my love of Disney. But there wouldn't even be a Disneyland if it wasn't for Walt's love of trains. A big part of the reason that this park was ever even created was because Walt wanted a place to have that train. So, full circle. All right, you guys, so it's a little past 6 o'clock now, and one thing that's not translating to camera necessarily is how hot it is. So I'm trying to kind of wait out the sun a little bit, and I haven't really eaten all day, so I started off here at the Pizza Planet with a little grub. I got myself a gluten-free pizza, And this little lemonade here is a refresher to, you know, to help with the heat before we get going the rest of the evening. I wanted to show off this shirt that I got. Can't waste it. Now, don't get me wrong. Gluten-free pizza. It's not great necessarily, but I'm more of a fan of the cauliflower crust. However, there's something about this one that feels a little bit more like regular pizza to me, so I tend to get this every few visits. There's something about this little outdoor seating area that always kind of brings back memories of, you know, when I used to visit back in the 80s and 90s. So that right there is the old entrance to Captain EO. That right there is your line to Space Mountain. And then up top there, that's where the People Mover used to go by. And it's just like this fun little corner of activity, like a unique perspective that's kind of fun. Okay. So a short amount of time has passed. And it's got significantly cooler. We waited out the heat. I've decided I'm going to roll the dice and go ahead and go in Star Trader and tempt myself with some merch. There's definitely something about this jersey, this 70th anniversary jersey. It's really catching my eye. I'm talking about 75 bucks. I could easily talk myself into that. All right, Mike, here's a couple Star Wars pieces for you. R2-D2 jersey here. There's also a Hoth jersey. There's a Hoth Loungefly, Hoth mini ears. Pretty sweet sweater here. Loving this Empire Strikes Back father-son fight scene shirt with the hat to match. Pretty sweet Darth Vader shirt here. This is another one I could easily talk myself into this. It's a Star Speeder 1000 shirt. Star Tours, the adventure continues. $40 for that bad boy. Look at that lightsaber hat. I gotta get the hell out of here before they steal all my money. Alright. I'm gonna try to get on a single rider. If we can't, I'm gonna go over to California Adventure for a bit. Single rider. Temporarily closed. For anybody wondering why I hold the camera down like this, there's two reasons. One, I feel like I draw less attention to myself, but also I feel like it's easier to like not film other people behind me and whatnot. Some people like their privacy, but mostly it's because it makes me feel more comfortable filming myself in public. Also, it's my good angle. But like, serious question, what the heck is this thing supposed to be? I mean, I get it's a castle and whatnot, but like, I guess a lot of people are taking pictures in front of it, I suppose, but I don't know. Is this cool? What do you think of this? Yes, it looks cool. Oh yeah. Now I get it. All the different lands, Frontierland, Fantasyland, Tomorrowland. There's Main Street up there with the partner statue. Okay, I see, I get it. I guess it's cute. Alright, so the plan is I'm gonna try and get a single rider on Radiator Springs. If I can't, I'm gonna see where Monsters Inc.'s at, because they're closing that soon, so maybe possibly one last ride. And then I need to get back over on this side for Paint the Night and Wondrous Journeys fireworks show at the very least. You guys want to see a cool little Easter egg? I don't know if you can read this. I can't tell. Let me see. Okay, so that sign right there, it's a sign. It's an Easter egg.
Oh, I see it.
So anyways, it says iWorks Special Optometric Process. That's an homage to iWorks, who was the guy the top animator for Walt Disney that basically created Mickey Mouse, or used to draw Mickey Mouse. He was like the top guy that drew Mickey Mouse. I don't know, I think it's cool. Is anybody watching here? Maybe you? What's the significance of this theater right here? Does anybody know why Disney decided to build this when they did the full remodel of California Adventure? I'm assuming most people watching this probably know the answer to that, but just in case you don't, the reason is because that's the theater that no longer exists that they premiered Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the very first full-length feature animated movie. It won an Oscar, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So I'm gonna do a walk through Cars Land for one of my top supporters here. There's others. Robert Dunn, Johnny Maserati come to mind first when I think about that, but Kelly is also a huge supporter. I'm gonna give you a little tour of Cars Land because I know you were asking about that. Since we're, celebrating 500, I gotta celebrate some of the people that I can say for sure have supported me the most over these last few years, getting to 500. As far as I can tell, this is almost an exact replica of Radiator Springs from Cars movie. But here's, if nothing else, some of the highlights. Here's the cozy cone. And the theming here is next level. I'll tell you what, that line's looking real friendly. Hello, Stanley. This is why we're here. Current wait time is 50 minutes standby, but we're gonna see what the single rider's looking like here based on previous experience. It's looking pretty good. All right, so this ain't the best I've ever seen, but it's damn good. So let's take a look at the time. Currently 7:45. So let's keep note of that. Remember, standby was 50 minutes. So 7:44 technically. I'll get back to you. We made it through the, I guess you could say the mix point. It's only 7:52 here. It's probably gonna be like 10 minutes, 10-minute wait.
Come on in, rookie.
Shiny paint don't win a race.
Get out there.
Lord, it's the race of your life. Uno for the money, you will for the show. Try to get ready and the quadra. Go!
Give it everything you've got. Dig into that turn. Check. Congratulations.
I'd like the record to show that we did indeed win that race. This is the winning car right here. Thank you. Paint the Night's gonna start very soon. So the trick is to find a spot where I can see Paint the Night and Wondrous Journeys from the same spot. What a gentleman. Oh. Thanks, Mickey. That was a magic moment, wouldn't you say? Pro tip, the first Paint the Night always comes from Small World, and then the second showing always comes from the bottom of Main Street. So I'm gonna try and find some viewing area right in the middle towards the hub so I can see both shows back to back, and then I'm probably gonna get out of here. I don't know if you guys caught my last video, but the crowds haven't gotten any better. I'll tell you that. This is probably even more crowded than it was when I came opening night. It's wild. All right. So, if you really want to be successful here at Disneyland in this chaos, you have to be willing to pivot. So what we're doing is we're gonna go over here along the rivers of America. Check this out. Honestly, this is an absolute madhouse. We're gonna see if we can't sneak in to a Fantasmic show, and if not, then we'll pivot again. We'll go ride some ride or something. But I really did intend to see some nighttime shows on this trip. This is crazy. We're doing Fantasmic.
Some imagination, huh?
Honestly, that might be a better place to watch the fireworks than in front of the castle. I think the order you go in is Fantasmic, fireworks from the rivers, and then hit the 1040 Paint the Night. Man, I'm telling you, there's so many different ways to experience Disneyland. I've never seen this angle before. So I'm watching the fireworks here as I make my way to Galaxy's Edge. I'm standing in front of Tiana's. Have you ever seen that angle before? Bro. I'm sorry, my mic died, but bro. This view, are you serious? And I mean bro and broette. But seriously. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Look at this view. What the heck is going on tonight? Is this really happening? Look at these views I'm getting right now. timing was on point tonight. Damn. Gonna do it for tonight. I'm getting out of here a little bit early, but I stuck it out longer than I really wanted to. So thanks for hanging out with me. See you next time.